Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda. It is time for another round of After Hours. Now, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to choose 10 books like you have to in order to activate the prompt selection. I'm going to pick 5 books like I did last time, and then we will go over the 5 books that I read the last round, and I'll tell you what I thought about them. So stick around if you want to see what I thought about those 5 books. Okay, if I can remember how to play this. So, oh my gosh, I have to pick everything I see. So I immediately got a fantasy and now a gothic. I'm going to go this way. I think I spent a lot of the last round going any way I could over to my right. Oh, okay. That is a nonfiction. No, thank you. Let's go. I said I was going to go left. That means I got to get this other nonfiction. Oh, okay. What else is down here? Just going to try to go left as much as possible. I say that says historical fiction. What is the yellow? Thriller mystery. Nice. Okay. Oh, another thriller mystery. Oh, I can't go any further down or to the left. I don't know how many books I'm at. I haven't been counting. It's a little bit stressful, kind of. Okay, we have Gothic. Oh, that was it. Gothic. Okay, I'm going to leave this here for just a second. You guys can pause, read over what these are, and then I'll be back to tell you the 5 I picked and what books I'm going to read. Okay, actually, before we do this, I decided that it's actually too easy for me to just take out the nonfictions and the historical fictions that I'm not as happy about, and I'll never have to read those, which I don't know that I like that, because that takes some of the difficulty out of this game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask my phone to pick a number 1 through 10, and that book has to be on my list. That prompt has to be on my list, and then I can choose the other 4. So here we go. Pick a number 1 to 10.
It's 4.
Great. A gifted nonfiction. What am I doing? Why did I decide this was a good idea? Anyway, I'll be back to tell you what I picked. Okay, after doing some searching, looking around, I have found the 5 books. So the first one I went with was the Gothic graphic novel, and I went down some pretty deep internet searches looking to find something that fit this. Immediately I thought about Monstrous. I don't know if you guys have read it before, but I read one series, I don't know what they're called, episode? They're not called episodes. One of them. I don't know. I got it from my library, the physical copy of it, and I read it, and I did not understand what was happening. I was so lost, and I was like, why does everybody love this so much? I don't get it. So I knew that would fit as a Gothic graphic novel, but I wanted to avoid it and choose something I hadn't done before. So I decided to go with Through the Woods. This is a series of 5 stories, all told about scary things in the woods, I think. I also found another graphic novel while I was searching through there, and I ordered both of those because I want to have a physical copy of them. So I will have them in my hand soon, and I'm going to be reading Through the Woods. The next one I went with was a no-brainer. The only romance I had on the list was a red cover, and Burning Dawn is the next book in the series that I need to read, and it's got a red thing on the cover that they're laying on. A blanket of some kind, or maybe those are feathers. I can't even tell what it is. Oh yeah, I think they're his wings. It says Angels of the Dark. Okay. Then I had the mandatory nonfiction gifted book, and I remembered that my husband had just gotten me this book. And so this is all about my Enneagram type and information about myself from reading this book. So if you've read any of these, or if you know what your Enneagram type is, you can let me know down below. I think that's fascinating. Okay, then the 4th one I decided to go, I had 2 fantasy sci-fi and 2 thriller mystery. So I picked 1 fantasy and I picked 1 thriller. And what I decided to do was, for the mystery, I went with the found family prompt, and I'm going to be reading Words of Radiance. This was on my TBR for 50 Before 50 earlier in the year, and I didn't get to it. This is definitely found family, or at least book one had a lot of that element in it. I'm assuming it's going to carry over to book two. So I felt pretty confident putting this on this TBR for that. And I really want to get into them. They're very long books. And I know that the next book is going to come out at the end of 2024. And so I want to kind of get caught up before the new book comes out and be like ready to go with the new books. I don't know if it'll happen, but I would like to. And then finally, the last one, like I said, there were 2 thriller mysteries. So it was either Friend Pick or Feed Scroll. And so I went looking, as you can see right here, through a few shorts on YouTube. And I found this one. And there was a lot of books on her stack. And I even have a few of them. So I kind of narrowed down the ones that I have. And I'm going to be going with Daisy Darker. So that is one of the Book of the Month books that I have as well. So it gets that off the list. I got a couple of 50 Before 50 on here. So I love this TBR. I'm excited about these next 5 books. Now, if you want to know how the last 5 went, let's talk about that. I'm going to take my face off here so we can look at the books. I realize now that I was covering up the top of the first book, so I'm sorry. So let's start first with the one that I DNF'd, The House of Shattered Wings. I just did not care. I started reading this and I was like, I honestly don't care. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what they're doing. And this author has won the Nebula Award before. So I just don't know why I couldn't get into it, but I really couldn't. Maybe I need to give it another chance when I am not like so tired of reading heavy books. Like I wanted something light and really fun, which is why almost all the rest of them got 4 stars. Faking Christmas only got 3 stars. They were not actually fake dating. It was more of a, I'm faking, like she was pretending to be her sister and live her sister's life. And the kids that were there were also supposed to be pretending to be her kids. And I just thought that was just like a little bit too much. Like those kids were too young to even understand why they were supposed to call their aunt mom in front of her boss. Ended up being, she was writing stories at her job to seem like she owned a farm when she didn't actually own the farm. Her sister and her husband and their kids do. So she pretended that she owned the farm. And so her boss kind of invites himself over and antics ensue because she has to pretend like she's her sister. And they find her brother-in-law's best friend comes over and she's like, you were super rude to me at their wedding. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I heard what you said about my sister. And so like she hates him right off the bat or she's very angry with him. And again, she won't actually have a conversation with him to figure out what's going on. So those are the elements that I didn't love about it. And that's the reason why it got 3 stars. Then Pure Bliss, which is just one of the thousands of books, it seems like, that I have for Lexi Blake to read. It had the same kind of stuff that all the Bliss books have. It was great. The Wondersmith, which is book 2 of the Morgan Crow. I loved this. We find out what a Wondersmith is. We find out more about Morgan. Morgan finds out more things about herself. And I really, really enjoyed it. I am so looking forward to what is happening next. I consistently give this 4 stars, though, because it just feels too long. They all feel too long. And I don't know. I don't know why that is. Why does it have to be so long? Then we get over to the Thunderhead. This is book 2. I read Scythe, book 1, last month. I read the Thunderhead this time, and I picked The Toll to read in my bingo game. So I'll be reading that soon, and I'll be done with the trilogy. I mean, I don't know if there are more books. There might actually be, and I just don't know it. But I owned all 3 of those. I ordered all 3 of them before I read them, and I was a little concerned about that, but they were so good. I really have enjoyed. I picked the Thunderhead because it was actually somebody's least favorite, but what she said was she should have read it closer to Scythe, and I read it just after Scythe, and I loved it. It was picked up right where Scythe left off, maybe a couple months in the future, and it was so great. And we're building up to something huge happening. I can feel it, and so I am really excited for what's going to happen in book number 3. And that's it. Those are the 5 books for After Hours last time. And these are the 5 books for After Hours this time. And I am really excited about it. Let me know if you guys have tried playing the game. I I just like playing the game. It's funny to me to get all the prompts and do all the things with it. So I want to know if you guys are playing the game and if you've done anything with the prompts as well. And let me know if you've read any of these books or any of these authors. If you have a recommendation for graphic novels, I want to read 24 different graphic novels in the new year. Not part of a series, but different. So if they are part of a series, that's fine. But that only counts as one, not multiple ones. So let me know your recommendations down below for graphic novels. And I will just see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.